Forgiveness is not about the other person. It is really about you. A lot of times we walk around and you walk around with unforgiveness that has turned to bitterness and anger, and then you feel like it's hurting the other person. Is not. First of all, some people don't even care enough. And second of all, they live in their life and you are miserable because you are thinking about what they did to you, what they said to you, how they treated you, how they walked out on you, how they betrayed your trust, how they left you hanging, and they have moved on. And I want to help you today in understanding that forgiveness is not about them. It's about you making a choice to make sure that you keep the freedom and the peace and the joy flowing in your life. So if you have someone that has offended you, make a decision today that I'm going to forgive them. And listen, the Bible says that you are to forgive 70 times 7. I know we don't want to forgive one time. What does that mean? Break it down. That means that that person that you have decided to forgive, they have the propensity to hurt you all over again in the same day. And you have to keep making a choice to forgive them because it's not about them or their ignorance. It's about you and making sure that you don't get your emotions and things blocked up. Because here's the thing, forgiveness not only impacts your mental awareness and your mental wellness, but it impacts you physically. There are studies and research that shows that people that focus on negative thoughts and unforgiveness and rehearsed it over and over and over, it shows up in their body. There's studies that show that. And I want to help you understand also that forgiveness doesn't mean that you condone what was done to you. It doesn't mean that you're excusing the person's behavior. You don't have to be a victim. It's just I'm deciding to make a choice to forgive you because I don't want my heart blocked. I don't want to walk in bitterness. I don't want to be resentful. I don't want to be angry all the time. I don't want my joy and my love. I don't want any of those things to be hindered, nor do I want my prayers to be hindered, because if you walking around with unforgiveness and you could be praying up the storm. If you got unforgiveness in your heart, it's not going, it ain't helping. It's not helping. Even when you give offerings um to the Lord, a lot of times we like to throw that up, but it say go get the art right with your brother before you even bring your all. Like, keep your offering, keep your money, keep whatever it is that you're trying to give until you go get it right with your sister or your brother. So that's how important forgiveness is. And I just want you to know that, like, it doesn't mean that you have to um lower your standards, or that has anything to do with you. That's the person and the choice that they made to betray your trust, to betray you, to offend you, to violate you, however they transgressed against you. That you can't take that on, you can't own that, but you can make the decision and the choice to forgive them, and you should. And not in a way, especially as women, we have a way of we keep lists. It don't even have to be written, but it's here. And so a lot of times something will happen, and baby, we will run you down from A to Z, from 1990 to 2025, of all the things that you did. That means that you have not forgiven and you are walking in a place of danger. Okay, you got to let that stuff go and stop keeping account of what was done to you, how wrong you were, and start asking a different question, like what was the lesson in this? What did I need to get from this? What was my part in this? How did I contribute to this? What do I need to do to ensure that I don't have to walk around this mountain again? What do I need to do to make sure that this doesn't happen to me again? Because listen, we can't change the way people act or what they do or how they do, but we can sure change how we respond to it. We can change how we respond, and we don't have to react to everything. So take that power back. Take your power back today, and don't put that in somebody else's hands and try to walk around with that stuff. Let it go. 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 I can't say that enough. There's strength in letting go. And sometimes we have to learn the gift of goodbye. Just because I forgive you, that don't mean I need to have you immediately in my presence. It doesn't mean an immediate reconciliation. It depends on the level of hurt and the transgression of how long it's going to take for us to get back to where we were, if we ever can. Sometimes the relationship is not reconcilable, but it doesn't mean that we have to be enemies. We just have to go our separate ways. But listen, I love you. I'm cheering for you. If you need anything from me, I'll even be there for you. But if you violate it and you don't do the work to gain that trust back, I just can't go. I can't be that level of friend with you anymore. And so don't get tricked up, because forgiveness is the key that unlocks a lot of things, and it can clog up your peace, your blessings, your joy. And I don't want that to happen for you. There's greatness in you, and there is more that God has for you and that he desires for you. But if you make the conscious choice not to forgive and not to do your work to get healed, there's work in forgiveness. Like, I always like to say that forgiveness is a process. I have a friend of mine that disagrees. She's like, girl, it ain't no process. You just forgive. You make the choice and you forgive. Yeah, you do. But even though I say I forgive you, if I don't deal with the hurt and the trauma, that's the process. I got to walk that through. I got to acknowledge some things. I got to confess some things. I got to turn it over to God. That's what I get. I have this acronym. I say ACTS. You got to acknowledge it. You got to confess it, and you got to turn it over to God. And then you got to surrender to God's process to do the work and to do the healing, so that you can walk in a place of healing. I don't want to just be throwing out words and they're empty. I don't want to tell you I forgive you, but then I can't stand to be in your presence. I really don't want to be around you. I don't want to have bitterness and anger and resentment and all of that. So that's why I say it's a process. There's healing. If you hurt a person, you've cheated on them, you've walked out on them, you left them hanging, you ain't come see them about them when they were sick. That hurts. That makes we are people. We're humans. We have feelings. And so when you walk through that, it's more than about saying I forgive you. Yes, I start there, but I also got to walk through this process, and we got to have some conversation and some dialogue, because you hurt me. You betrayed me. It's real, y'all. We got to go deeper. Like, there's so much more. But I pray this has been a blessing to you. Don't sleep on your work. Do your work. Forgive and do walk the walk of healing. Get healing. Don't walk around here and you still bitter and stuff and talking about you don't forgave people, but then you feeling some kind of way, or when you have conversations with them or with others that may bring up, maybe y'all in the same circle of friends, and then when somebody bring it up, all you got is negative. You negative Nancy. You don't have nothing positive to say, or you won't even have the conversation at all, because you still holding on to what was done to you and how you feel. Don't be fooled. Do your work, okay? Have a blessed day. Dr. K is out of here.